So Madden 24 has been out for a couple of months now, and since the first version I made of this is kind of outdated, it's time to go over some more of the easiest players to trade for here in Madden 24 franchise mode. So first things first, for all of these trades to work, you want to make sure you are using an active roster. So that's basically just the roster that EA has created, and it's the online default one, I guess. But when you're creating a franchise, make sure you're choosing that active roster setting if you want these trades to work. And also you want to make sure your trade difficulty is set to normal. That's the default setting, so I just kept it on that for all of this. I also had salary cap off, so that could make an effect on things, but I don't really think so. But just so you guys know, I did have salary cap off for this. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into those trades. So number one on my list, I have Marquise Brown here, and I know we are giving up an 81 overall cornerback for him. But keep in mind, Marcus Peters is a free agent, so you are basically getting Marquise Brown for free here. But yeah, that is trade number one, Marcus Peters for Marquise Brown. And then here at trade number two, I have Jalen Warren in exchange for Richie James. I was honestly pretty shocked when this trade went through, considering Jalen Warren, he's 25 years old and an 82 overall, and Richie James is 28 years old and is 75 overall. I was pretty surprised that the Steelers accepted this, but nonetheless, we take that value. But yeah, that's trade number two, Richie James in exchange for Jalen Warren. And then with trade number three, I have Marcus Peters and some picks in exchange for J.C. Horn. And I know you guys might be thinking you are giving up 3 picks in exchange for him. Yes, that is true, but keep in mind J.C. Horn is 24 years old and he's an 83 overall, meaning he's only going to get better moving forward. And Marcus Peters, like I mentioned earlier, he's 30 years old, so, if it's a long-form franchise, this is an absolutely fantastic trade. Because in the long run, are you really going to get a player better than him in the 3rd round, 4th round, or even 5th round? Pretty unlikely. J.C. Horn is someone that's going to start day one on your team and will be likely your cornerback one for the future. But this is trade number three, J.C. Horn in exchange for Marcus Peters and a few picks. Then coming in at trade number four, we have Trey Flowers and a 5th round pick in exchange for Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt is a rookie wide receiver on the Giants, who I got for Trey Flowers, who is literally a free agent, and a 5th round pick. And Jalen Hyatt, I believe he was drafted in the 2nd or 3rd round, one of the two. That is terrific value. So all I had to do was just sign Trey Flowers and add the 5th round pick, and the trade went through. So yeah, this is phenomenal value. And yeah, trade number four, Trey Flowers and a 5th round pick for Jalen Hyatt. Then coming in at trade number 5, we have Joe Schobert and a 5th round pick in exchange for Kenneth Murray. And what makes this trade good is that Kenneth Murray is 25 years old with Star Dev, meaning he will develop higher than a 75 overall, probably by the end of your first season. So Joe Schobert, he's also 30 years old, and he's also a free agent, so you're basically getting Kenneth Murray for a 5th round pick when you really think about it. But yeah, this is trade number 2, Joe Schobert and a 5th round pick in exchange for Kenneth Murray Jr. So here with trade number 6, we have Marcus Peters and 2 picks to the Jaguars in exchange for Tyson Campbell. Campbell is 23 years old, so this trade is absolutely phenomenal value because it's very unlikely you get someone that's going to be better than him in the 3rd or 4th round. I get it's possible, but Tyson Campbell, he's going to be your cornerback number 1 immediately, most likely, so he'll probably develop into the 90s. And yeah, this is trade number 6, Marcus Peters and 2 picks in exchange for Tyson Campbell. Now here with trade number 7, we have Trey Flowers, another Trey Flowers trade, I know, and 2 picks in exchange for Rashad Bateman. Well, if you guys saw my first part of this, you guys know that I got Rashad Bateman straight up for a 5th round pick. That was tremendous value, but obviously his trade value has changed here. But this is still great value because Trey Flowers, he's a free agent like I mentioned earlier. So you're basically getting a 24-year-old 78 overall receiver in exchange for a 4th and 5th round pick. But yeah, trade number 7, Trey Flowers, 2 picks in exchange for Rashad Bateman. So here at trade number 8, we have Marquez Valdes-Scantling, I think that's how you say his name, and a 3rd and 6th round pick in exchange for Rondale Moore. Now Rondale Moore is 23 years old, so value-wise, I think this is a pretty solid trade. I know you do have to give up a 3rd round pick, but yeah, this is trade number 8, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, 2 picks in exchange for Rondale Moore. Now here at trade number 9, we have another trade. I was very surprised that it went through. I think I saw it on Trade Finder, I think. But yeah, Leonard Fournette in exchange for Julian Love. Leonard Fournette, he's a free agent. Signed him, so you basically get Julian Love for free. He's a 78 overall safety, and he's 25 years old, so he definitely could be a solid option for you if you don't currently have a safety. So, yeah. Trade number 9, Leonard Fournette in exchange for Julian Love. Then last but not least, we have trade number 10, Mecole Hardman Jr. and a 7th round pick in exchange for Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell is 25 years old, 80 overall, so he's only going to continue to get better and better as your franchise goes along, assuming you do a long-form franchise. I know I've said that a lot, but most of these guys are young players, so that is kind of the point, is getting good value here. But yeah, this is trade number 10, Mecole Hardman Jr. and a 7th round pick in exchange for Elijah Mitchell. But yeah, those are my easiest players to trade for in Madden 24 Part 2, since Part 1 is pretty outdated. Feel free to check out my Madden 24 rebuilding series. I'm doing a realistic rebuild of the Cardinals, and I'm also doing 1 episode rebuilds. I did 1 of the Raiders. They're on my playlist. If you want to go check those out, feel free. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.